G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel Bonsai Works. I'm David. Today I want to take you through, especially if you're new and you've got young maples, and what to do during repotting, etc. When you start out with young trees, young maples, young elms, young deciduous trees, what you can do. It's into winter, and these guys didn't drop all their leaves because they were pretty much protected, so I just usually can pluck them off, no big deal. It's well into winter here in Melbourne. A bit of a nice day though today in winter. But I wanted to show you what I do in terms of getting these trees ready for growing on and being better trees in the future. Now I've got these couple of little guys. Now I'll take you through what I do. Now it's all about, for me, the roots and the trunk development. So roots are the critical, and then trunk development. So you can see I've already put some movement into this tree over time. It's got some movement into it. So some, there's a little straight trunk here just growing on. Trying to fatten the base of this trunk, things like that I'm doing. So the lower the branch down here, you can use as a sacrifice branch to thicken the trunk, all that kind of stuff. But this tree is quite young. It's just I've cut it back hard and it's shooting up new young shoots over the break. But I'm going to look at the root. Now I have no idea what these roots look like. So let's have a quick look. I'm going to make a bit of a mess, but we'll see what happens. Let me comb it out. Let's see what we can deal with, what we're dealing with. See a nice open mix, what happens? Nice and easy. All right, let's have a quick look at this. So, pretty typical of young material. It's not 100% good. And because it's been in a longish pot, the roots tend to grow down. So you can see how they're kind of going downwards, okay? So the main ones are going down and down. Now I've got these higher ones here that automatically I don't really want. I want some maybe lower ones down here. So I'm going to eliminate these couple of little ones straight away. Now there are a few around here as well that are a bit too high. So just taking off a few things that I'm not going to use. Now the problem is there's a really heavy root here. And then further down there's some more roots, which is the normal thing that happens. Now, depends how hard you want it to be. But I'm pretty ruthless when it comes to trident maples. I'm pretty ruthless in terms of trying to get a really nice flat root spread as much as I can. And if you do it, start early, you can try and achieve it. Even though that's a thick root, I should be able to get it like smaller over time. So if I eliminate that, I've just kept it with a bit of a downward cut. I'm just going to cut back all these heavy ones as well. So I'm cutting back all the heavy ones, anything that's going too far down. Now that's pretty vicious. There's not much there left, but at least you can see I'm trying to get a flatter root base. Like I don't want it to be going down too much. I'm trying to get these flatter. So if all these develop over time, I should be able to get some sort of flatter root base. Now I could go even a bit more on this one. A little bit more on this one. And usually at the cut sites also I'll get roots. So it's not too bad now. So there you go, like something like that. Really nice, really not much left in terms of roots. Now, I'm looking at this heavy one and I think it's probably also going to go. So I'm going to try and get rid of that too. And that will heal up. Now I'm really left with a very flat root base. Can you see that? Nice and flat roots. So now, instead of putting it into here, which is okay, but if you've got these squat pots, these are really good. It's got nice big drainage and it's a wider, allows the roots to go out wider. If you've got the ground grown, if you put this in the ground and put a tile underneath it, really flatten it out, you get even better results. It's nice and flat, nice and flat. So all I'm going to do, get my potting mix. I'm going to try and just flatten all those roots out, space them out as much as I can. Really not fussed about the top of the tree. I only care about the roots. Top it up. There you go. And I'll leave it alone. Maybe 2 seasons. I don't do it, check it again next season because I don't think it's had time to recover and get nice flat roots and heavy enough roots. So really let it grow on now. You're trying now to grow the roots and then trying to grow the trunk as well. The roots will establish themselves and then it'll start to push the growth for the tree, and then you start to clip and grow and change it up and so on. I usually like to leave this one as a sacrifice somewhere to thicken up the tree. I mean, eventually I'll like a smaller tree, but we'll see what happens. But that's how you deal with the roots. Now let's have a quick look at these guys, and I'll show you the root work. So I'm not showing anything that's out of the ordinary, hopefully. Let's have a look at what this looks like. Let's see this one. Oh, this is nice. Ooh, this is much nicer. I must have done some work on this one because it's already starting to get a nice little base. Oh, this is a very nice little tree. So I probably could have done another season in there, but look how nice that little trunk is now. It's a bit dirty, but look how nice and cool that little trunk is. That's what I want to try and achieve. So this is a nice little tree, but it hasn't got enough roots really. I could give him a little clip, but I'm not too fast at the moment. You're not going to do much work with that. Now, if I didn't have another squat pot, I've got to find one, but I'll put it in a squat pot, nice and flat, to flatten out that base. You can see how nice that base is already. Nice kink, nice movement. This is a nice little tree in the future. You can see how nicely that's going to develop. So I've got to get another squat pot. Let's have a look at this one. This is a nice thick tree, but it's got that same problem of that huge root. That's like the other ones. So let's do some elimination of all these issues. So you can see how that is really thick, and then it makes funny little zigzags. So I'm going to get rid of that. So hopefully eventually that will come good with time. Now this is how hard I'll go on this tree. So all these ones here I'll eliminate. There's not much left, is there? There really isn't much left. That's okay, because these tridents are pretty strong and resilient. So just good quality potting mix now. Keep it, leave it alone. Let it do its thing. Now it's built up in its trunk. It's got sugars or reserves or whatever you want to call it that will push all the leaves and foliage for spring. They'll push it all out. Now they'll have leaves. The sun will hit them, make some whatever photosynthesis, and then it'll grow the roots. Okay, so that's how it kind of works. So that's that one there. So I think that might be dead, that bit. So I'll just eliminate this trunk. It's dead. That's how hard I can go on that one, and that will have no issues at all. So I might just put a potting mix bang into there again, and let it grow on. I'll put the squat pots because there's a nice flat root base, and that's it. So here I've starting to develop trunks, and now I'm working on the roots as well. Okay, that's what I deal with. If you want to work with young material, young maples, get them looking right at the start, because the last thing you want to do is have these issues when the tree is nice and thick and has all the branching you love. So if you've got all the branching, the tree's fantastic, and the roots are terrible, you're going to have to start again almost with the roots. Okay, probably the roots in the bar is number one when it comes to bonsai, I think, and then you've got trunk development, etc. But you've got to start off with a good base. Okay, so that's what I can do. They can tolerate it. Trident maples can tolerate it. So does Japanese maples, I think, too. Elms can tolerate it. A lot of deciduous trees can tolerate this work. Don't do this to pines, junipers, etc. It's not the same tree. These are all I want to focus on maples today, but a lot of deciduous trees can handle this work. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for me. I hope you got some advice there that is going to work for you guys, and hopefully you guys can develop nice root spreads, root bases, nabari, and then work on trunks, etc. over time. But very easy to do, and they'll recover really well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.